Well, we've been talking a lot of MLB Draft over the last couple of weeks as the Baltimore Orioles indeed hold the 1-1 pick in the 2022 draft. And one man whose name might very well be the one that's called by the Birds with that pick is Jacob Berry from LSU, and he's with us now here on GCR. Jacob, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes for us.
Yeah, thank you for having me today. I'm really excited to be on here.
Well, it's great to chat with you, dude. Just take me through like what it's like to be Jacob Berry today, right now. Like your life is about to change, wherever it is, whoever it ends up being. Your life is about to change so drastically. Like, what does a day look like? Are you more Are you an anxiety type? What like just what everything that's going on with you?
I think right now I'm just ready to get back on the field and get back to playing and being my normal self. I mean, seems like these last few weeks are kind of slowing by and judging by, waiting for the draft to come by. I'm really just ready for it to happen and to start playing ball again. I mean, that's what I love to do, and that's what I'm going to love to do for as long as I play. To be honest with you, and might be at Baltimore, might be somewhere else, but I'm just excited to do it.
I get it, man. Take me back. Like let's go back before we move forward. When did you know? Like when in your life did you say to yourself, "Dude, I'm a little bit different than the other kids I'm playing against. Like I might really have a chance to do this for a living." Was there a moment for you?
I think obviously going to the University of Arizona last year and playing, and I just realized I was barreling balls, and I was barreling balls more than any other player on my team, and then anybody else we played, and I realized I really had a hit tool, and I mean I really just started believing in myself last summer, and I think my confidence has just skyrocketed the last few years from high school to college, and obviously from college to now, and I'm kind of really grateful for the opportunity and the path that I've taken the last few years.
Yeah, you say your confidence. Obviously, you can do it. You hit 370 for Christ's sakes in the SEC. That ain't easy to do. Just because you referenced it, take for people that don't know, you're from Arizona. You were at Arizona. Why did you end up? What was the thought process in ending up at LSU?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Phoenix, Arizona, a little town in the southeast part of Phoenix called Queen Creek, and I committed to the University of Arizona and Jay Johnson as a sophomore in high school. I mean, I'd gotten recruited by him as a freshman early on in my freshman year, and I mean, the reason I committed to Arizona was because of him. It was a good fit, a great coach, and he just built a relationship that no other coach built. And when he got the new job at LSU, it kind of shocked me. I had to kind of take a step back and keep my options open. So with the portal kind of being a new thing, I kind of put my name in the portal, not sure really what I was going to do. And then when I got in the portal, Jake gave me a call, and I mean, it was just a no-brainer. I mean, the guy who believed in me from the very beginning offered me to play my last year, maybe, at LSU, and I mean, I couldn't turn that down, and that's the reason I played at LSU this year, and I loved every moment of it, and I'll never forget the memories that I made out there.
As we know, the SEC West might actually be better in baseball than it is in even football, right? Like, I mean, it's that unbelievable of a division. Do you feel like, in a way, making the jump might have helped prepare you even? Like, not to take anything away from Arizona. I mean, this is a place where you win national championships at
Yeah.
Arizona. But do you feel like maybe it helped you even more in your preparation for this moment?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you see guys get traded all the time and sign free agency deals. I mean, I think that's something that's actually going to help me in the future where a lot of kids haven't done that. They'll just play at one place and won't know how to transition. And I think I learned that this year. I mean, it was definitely weird moving halfway across the country to play at LSU, but I mean, I learned to love it. And I mean, I'm glad I did it because it was one of the greatest learning experiences I've ever had.
It's cool. Jacob Berry is with us here on Glenn Clark Radio. Jacob, I'm sure you've heard it from everybody you've talked to in this process. When people talk about you, they say, "Man, that guy has a hell of a bat." I don't know where he is position wise though. Like I don't know where he's gonna fit. And there are people that will say, you're a positionless prospect, and I'm sure that bothers you a great deal when you hear that. What is your response to the questions that exist about you, your glove, and where you play at the major league level?
I can play anywhere at the major league level. I'm not really worried about what anybody has to say on that. I know I'm going to be a good defender in a few years in the big leagues. I mean, they can say all they want now, but in a few years they'll be like, "Oh yeah, remember when we said he wasn't any good?" That's just, I mean, this makes working towards the goal a little bit easier when somebody's kind of rooting against you. But I mean, I don't really listen to him too much, so I mean that's I guess the good thing and the good thing about me.
Does playing third specifically, is that something that you want to strive for? Or are you the type that says, no, dude, I'll go be the best defensive first baseman that ever existed? And I think that's pretty helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I can play any position, but I view myself as a third baseman in the big league someday. I mean, I started playing good defense towards the end of the year when I started playing more and more. And, I mean, I just see myself getting better each day I go out there. And that's at third base, first base, second base, maybe even the outfield. Just whatever the organization puts me at, I'm going to be the best player, and I can be at that position and obviously hit the way I do.
Right. So, yeah, that's the obvious part. The obvious part
Yeah.
is the hitting. I'm going to ask the dumbest question you'll probably hear in your life, which is how? This is the hardest. Tony Gwynn said it's the hardest thing in the world. Ted Williams said it's the hardest thing in the world to do, to hit a baseball. How is it that it is so easy for you to be so insanely productive as a hitter?
He's not wrong. I mean, it is the hardest thing to do in any sports, in my opinion. I mean, the thing I try to do, I don't really try to chase hits. That's the biggest thing I do as a hitter. I try to chase barrels. I feel if I barrel the ball, I mean, I can't be mad. Even if I line out or I
Sure.
hit a deep pop fly, if I put a good swing on it and I believe it's a good swing, I'm happy with those results. And to be honest, kind of the results just follow that. If I get away from it and chasing hits, that's when I usually get in trouble. But for the most part, the last few years, I've just really bought into barreling the baseball and chasing barrels, and that's just what I do. And I mean, that seems to be working out pretty well for me.
What gives you the confidence that there's no reason to think that won't translate to the next level? Like what is it uniquely about your approach that you say, I don't care who the guy is that's standing on the other side of me, I'm going to be able to hit against them because of this?
My approach is really simple, but I mean, I don't know if that's really. I mean, that's a big part of my success. My approach is really simple. I'm chasing barrels, like I just said, but I mean, I just believe I outwork everybody. I think that's the reason I'm going to be successful at the next level. I mean, I've played with a lot of great players, and I mean, I just seem to outwork everybody, and that's just who I am as a person, and that's who I'm going to be moving forward. It doesn't matter how talented you are. I'm just going to outwork you and just be the best player I am.
He is Jacob Berry from LSU. He's with us here on Glenn Clark Radio. Jacob, why should the Orioles be taking you number 1 overall?
That's a great question, but that's not from my decision. I mean, whatever organization picks me, I'm going to be happy to go to. But, I mean, it would be pretty damn cool to be wearing some orange and black here pretty soon.
What would it mean? What would 1-1 mean? To your point, I get, like, wherever you end up, you got the opportunity. Not every great player in baseball history was selected 1-1. Like, a lot of them were selected later than even the first round. But what would it mean to you for it to be 1-1?
I mean, that'd be one of the coolest things, and I mean, a moment I'd never forget in the rest of my life. I mean, there's only one player picked first overall every year, and I mean, that's something really special to take forward. And I mean, I'll be, like I said, I'm just going to be happy wherever I get picked, but that just means something a little bit different too if you're picked 1-1.
You know, there is still the pressure that comes with that, right? And the moment that you arrive as a 1-1 pick, the expectation is that you're, Ken Griffey Jr., that you're one of the greatest players ever just because you were taken at that pick. How are you prepared to handle that type of pressure?
I think one of my coaches at the University of Arizona actually told me this is there's not really a thing called pressure. It's called an opportunity. I mean, you can be in a situation that you feel there's pressure, but really it's just another great opportunity. I mean, I view myself as becoming a great baseball player here within the next few years and for a long time in the major leagues. And I mean, I'm just looking forward to that opportunity. I mean, you can't have pressure if you don't have the opportunity, right? So that's what I believe in, and that's where I'm going to kind of go with that.
I like the sounds of that. I like the sounds of it. There's a unique opportunity with the Orioles, right? Because this is a franchise that's sort of been in this rebuild mode and now appears to be moving into this time of contention of late. Is there anything about that that's uniquely interesting to you, that there's a possibility of you walking in kind of as that guy and being someone who can quickly ascend and quickly be part of something special here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the great ball club. I mean, they've had some great draft picks last year, and now you see them kind of in the big leagues just now emerging. And I mean, obviously they're going to be in contention here within the next few years. And I mean, whoever gets picked by them will be be a big part of their team and one of the main players and main leaders on their team. And I mean, that'd be something that would just be in its own league of its own, in my opinion.
I mean, it would be pretty cool. Did you get to know Ben McDonald at all by chance over the last year, like while you were at LSU?
I did a little bit. He was awesome, man. We talked about hunting and fishing, and
That's cool.
man, I loved hanging around him. He was an awesome man.
He's so great, man. He's such a great dude. Did you ever like have a chat with him about like the 1-1 thing at all? Like he was somebody that had to go through that pressure, right, and that level of expectation. Did you ever bring that up with him at all?
No, I didn't. I was more focused on what I had to do that day and that weekend.
I get it.
But yeah, I mean, we just chit chatted and kind of just had a good time, man. He was an awesome man. I mean, I'm sure if I were to talk to him again or call him up, he'd probably talk to me about all that. But I mean, I was just kind of having a good time with him, just getting to know him.
He's the best. I mean, I could sit and just listen to him talk about. Anytime he comes on the show, 20 minutes later, I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, it's just the way it goes. He's a great dude. All right, so what else do we need to know about you, Jacob Berry? Give me the rundown on you. Give me maybe a moment away from baseball. What does it look like in your life? What are you all about?
Yeah, I mean, I love baseball. I mean, I live, breathe, and die it. It seems like every morning I'm going up to get a workout. I mean, I did it this morning. I got up at 5 a.m. to go work out and then go hit and take ground balls. And then, I mean, just getting back into the workout thing, man, it's been nice to have an off season and a couple of weeks to relax, but it's not me. I like to be doing something all the time, and baseball fills that void. But I mean, off the baseball field, like I just said with Ben McDonald, I love to hunt and fish. I mean,
that's cool.
I'll go hunt and fish. I'll get up and drive somewhere at 4 o'clock in the morning just to go fish for a couple hours.
Wow. Okay, so can you do all of it? Can you clean it? Can you grill? Like, are you completely? Wow. Wait, how old were you when you started fishing?
Oh, my dad's had me fishing on a little lake in northern Arizona in Utah, not so little, but it's called Lake Powell. And I mean, I've been fishing on there since I was 3 and 4 years old.
That's
cool.
He
used to take me out, throw a life jacket on me, and give me a pull and told me to start casting and reeling, and
that's awesome.
And everything that came along with that. So I mean, I love it, and that's something I want to do. That's what I'm gonna do for a long time, even after baseball's done. But that's one of my true loves too. There.
Are you the same way when you go hunting? Like, can you gut, can you clean and grill it all up yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we cook quite a bit of meat at my house and when I'm on the road, so I got to learn how to cut it out and clean it out pretty good. So I guess that's a good thing, kind of being raised by a guy who likes to hunt and fish.
Hey, bro. I mean, first of all, it looks like you're about to make enough money that you won't have to do any of these things yourself. You could have somebody else do them for you, but it's a pretty remarkable skill to have that you can be that self-sustaining no matter your circumstances. That's really cool. That's a remarkable thing to be able to do. Can I go back for a second? When I was listening to you talk about, how much you love baseball and getting after it, does it drive you? Like, is there a chip on your shoulder when you say you try to block it all out, but are you looking forward to trying to shove it up, people's what's the way that they talk about you defensively? Like, is that something that you say, I am hellbent, this matters to me, that I can give these guys the middle finger in a few years and say, you didn't think I could defend?
Oh, I mean, that's always a thought in my mind, but I mean, that's just certain players have certain motivations on what drives them as players, and I think that's just something that I've done. I mean, you can say I've achieved something, but in my opinion, I haven't really achieved anything, and I haven't accomplished anything yet. My goal as a kid is always play in the big leagues for a long time, and that's what I'm going to be satisfied when I play in the big leagues for a long time. And to be a good ball player in the big leagues, you have to be able to do every part of the game. And
no doubt.
I mean, everybody says that's part of my weakness, but I disagree. In my opinion, I think I'm just a good defender as a lot of players. I mean, just haven't played that many games there, so. Yeah, I'm a little bit excited about that, but I mean, that's just kind of what drives me as well, and that's something that just keeps me on my edge a little bit, and it keeps me going.
All right, I love it, man. I love it. Everybody's got something that's got to drive. That's cool. That's really cool to hear. Jake, it was great to get to know you, man. Am I right to assume that you're the only human being on the planet that has somehow avoided being on Twitter?
You're correct. I got rid of it.
Good for you, bro.
At LSU, and I didn't really have it too much at Arizona, so I was like, what's the point of having it here? So I try to stay off it. I mean, I'm not even on Instagram too much anymore, so that's the good thing about me. I like simple. I mean, I like baseball and hunting and fishing. I try to stay off all the distractions.
Well, we will point out that if you want to follow Jacob on Instagram, it's at Jacob_Berry _21. That's the account where you can follow him. Dude, if it's Baltimore, we can't wait, man. We can't wait to get to know you and welcome you here, and we'll be chatting with you a lot over the years. If it's somewhere else, we wish you well. We just understand, like, if it ends up, you're not going to fall that far. But if it were like Boston or New York, like, just understand we don't mean any of the things we say about you, all right? Like, it's not personal, okay? Hey, Jacob,
That sounds good.
thank you for taking the time for us. This was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.